Jason X was the first Jason movie of the internet age, and I remember tracking the film's progress on various horror websites back in the day. I remember when the first photos from the set were published. I remember seeing a photo of Uber Jason, which I don't know if it was an official release or a leaked image, but it was a bit of a spoiler nonetheless. I began following screenwriter Todd Farmer's blog for updates on the movie and became riveted by just his life. By the way, check out my interview with Todd Farmer from a few years ago. We talk about all things Jason X, My Bloody Valentine 3D, Drive Angry, the Halloween 3 and Hellraiser projects that he worked on, and much, much more. And I don't recall ever caring that Jason X was the Jason in Space movie. Yes, space is where horror franchises go to die, but I was still excited because it's Jason, and it's the franchise that I love above all other franchises. Then the movie was shelved for nearly 2 years before being quietly released in theaters, and then very soon thereafter, quietly disappearing from them. However, in the interim, I did manage to get my hands on a bootleg of the movie from an internet connection. Now, if you see this, Todd, I apologize. I didn't share it around. I promise. I kept it all to myself. I can remember watching the movie on that old VHS a couple of times. It was rough. Not quite as rough as the Halloween producer's cut bootleg, but still. Some of the effects weren't finished. It hadn't been color timed, but there it was. Jason in space. And I had a good time with it. So, from that old grainy VHS bootleg 25 years ago to this glorious new limited edition release today, Jason in Space has made it all the way to ultra high def. And it's all David Cronenberg's fault. You see, if he'd just listened to Rowan, played by Lexa Doig, none of this would have happened. Jason wouldn't have killed his men and then killed him, and Jason and Rowan wouldn't have been cryogenically frozen. That's right. Among Jason's endless list of victims is revered and award-winning director David Cronenberg. Fast forward to the year 2455, and both Jason and Rowan are discovered by a crew of medical students and taken aboard the spacecraft Grendel to be studied. There, Jason thaws out quicker than a Hungry Man dinner, and we learn that, contrary to popular belief, in space, everyone can hear you scream and laugh, because Jason X has quite a sense of humor. Jason X is kind of a mishmash of both Alien and Aliens, with Jason, of course, instead of a xenomorph, but with a self-deprecating and self-aware sense of humor. For instance, it's the sounds of lovemaking that expedites Jason's thawing out. And just like a ringing dinner bell, Jason goes straight for the lovebirds to express his gratitude. And there's the truly awesome Crystal Lake 1980 simulation that just brings a huge smile to my face every time. You can't call yourself a Friday the 13th fan if that scene doesn't just warm your heart. Jason X also boasts a huge body count. In fact, Jason X has the highest body count of the entire series. It takes a lot of folks to operate a spacecraft, of course, and Jason kills most of them, including a group of well-armed military personnel that Jason slices and dices his way through like something that's easily sliced and diced. And he's indirectly responsible for the deaths of countless people aboard a space station that the Grendel crashes into. I mean, he had some catching up to do after all those years in a deep freeze. I wonder what Jason dreamed of. I wonder what thoughts crossed his mind. Did he have any regrets? I bet he wished he would have taken swimming lessons. As for the kills, we get some good ones here, including the infamous face salad in which Jason dunks a woman's face in liquid nitrogen before slamming it down onto a countertop, and into a million pieces it goes. We get a great kill in which a Marine gets screwed, literally, after being impaled on a giant screw. When it comes to criticisms of Jason X, the one I hear repeated most often by franchise fans is how cheap it looks. Jason X is a movie that definitely bit off more than it could chew, at least from a budgetary standpoint. The ambition was definitely there. The budget was not. The CGI is also not great, and ultra high def doesn't do it any favors. Even the look of Uber Jason isn't very Uber. The mask is cool though, but not so much the rest. It's a shame considering that the design of Uber Jason was created by the same guy who designed RoboCop. Those things aside, Jason X is still a Jason movie, and we go to see Jason movies to see Jason do what Jason does best, and Jason does all those things here, and does them well. As a slasher movie, Jason X rocks. As a sci-fi movie, not so much. When it comes to the cast, you really get the feeling that everybody here was having a blast. The lovely Lexa Doig, much like Carrie Keegan from Jason Goes to Hell, is an underrated final girl in my opinion. Lisa Ryder kicks butt and looks good doing it, even with that awful wig on, as KM. And Kane Hodder brings all of the Kane Hodderisms that made his portrayal of Jason the definitive one. It was unfortunately Hodder's swan song as the character, but he went out with a bang. It's also cool to see familiar faces like Boyd Banks, Philip Williams, and Cronenberg regular Robert A. Silverman in small roles. Jason X is a mixed bag. It has its flaws, but I always find myself having a great time with it. The pacing is tight, the body count is plentiful, and I dig the sense of humor. If you're somebody who's never quite jibed with Jason X, give it another shot, and Arrow's giving you that opportunity here to do so in 4K. And speaking of this limited edition UHD release from Arrow, it comes with a slipcase featuring killer new artwork from Gary Pullen. The sleeve is reversible, featuring original and newly commissioned artwork. We get an illustrated collector's booklet featuring new writing on the film by Matt Donato and J.A. Kurzweil. And we get a double-sided fold-out poster featuring original and newly commissioned artwork. When it comes to the image quality on this release, it was definitely not the kind of 4K I was expecting. Now, when I think of Jason X, or at least my vision of Jason X, having seen the film on DVD and Blu-ray, it's a very bright and colorful film. That's not the case here. The color timing is tuned way down. Space is a far darker place in 4K. There's still a high level of detail present, and what colors remain are vibrant. Don't get me wrong, the movie looks good. It's just not the way I remember it looking, or the way I prefer it to look, to be honest. When it comes to audio, we get the original lossless stereo and DTS HD 5.1 surround tracks. I listened with the 5.1 track enabled and thought the audio, including the dialogue, the sound effects, and Harry Manfredini's score, sounded crystal clear and full-bodied. Overall, I'd give the picture quality on this release a 4 out of 5 and the audio quality a 4.5 out of 5. When it comes to extras, we get an optional introduction to the film from Kane Hodder. As far as featurettes are concerned, first up we get Scaring the Stars, an interview with Harry Manfredini. It's 9 minutes and 53 seconds in length. Mr. Manfredini discusses how much he likes Jason X because it gave him the opportunity to try something different with his score. He discusses some of his favorite musical cues and more. Next, we have Out of Space, the making of Jason X, which features interviews from producers Noel and Sean Cunningham, writer Todd Farmer, and Kane Hodder. It's 33 minutes and 10 seconds in length. They discuss the various ideas for the 10th Jason movie, including Jason in the Snow, before landing on Jason in Space, developing the story, the budget, working with the late Jim Isaac, the visual effects, the kills, Uber Jason, the movie being shelved, its poor reception, and more. Next, we have In Space, No One Can Hear You Scream, an interview with Todd Farmer. It's 23 minutes and 11 seconds in length. Mr. Farmer discusses how Dean Lorey got him a job writing for Sean Cunningham, the genesis of Jason X, developing the story, how video games and aliens inspired him, the cast, his favorite kills, his love for Kane Hodder, and much more. Next, we have Christy is a Headbanger, an interview with actor Christy Angus. It's 11 minutes and 13 seconds in length. Ms. Angus, who has purple eyes, she has purple eyes, discusses auditioning originally for KM, but landing the role as Adrian instead. She discusses the cool vibe on set, her character's demise, working with Kane Hodder, meeting fans, and more. Next, we have Jason Rebooted, an interview with Sean Cunningham on Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. It's 15 minutes and 33 seconds in length. Mr. Cunningham discusses taking the Jason rights to New Line in order to make Freddy vs. Jason, but when that went into development hell, Jason Goes to Hell was born. What he learned from making that movie about Jason's importance, the inception of Jason X, what Kane Hodder brings to the character of Jason. He discusses the remake, the video game, and what he wants out of the 13th, Friday the 13th. Next, we have the Many Lives of Jason Voorhees, a 2002 documentary on the history of the character. It's 29 minutes and 58 seconds in length. Next, we have By Any Means Necessary, a documentary on the making of the film from 2002. It's 17 minutes and 35 seconds in length. We get 51 minutes and 42 seconds of cast and crew interviews on the set of Jason X. We get 56 minutes and 48 seconds of behind-the-scenes footage. We get the electronic press kit, trailers, TV spots, stills gallery, and posters and behind-the-scenes gallery. And we get 3 audio commentaries, the first with film historians Michael Felsher and Steve Barton, the second with Todd Farmer and author Peter Bracke, and the third with Jim Isaac, Todd Farmer, and Noel Cunningham. This is a very nice limited edition 4K release for Jason X, from the fine folks over at Arrow Video. Let me know your thoughts on Jason X down in the comments section below. Are you somebody who's never jibed with Jason X, or are you somebody who's rocked with Jason X since the beginning? Let me know. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. A huge thank you to all my patrons and channel members for your generosity and support. Become a patron today and get early access to videos, have a say in what content appears on my channel, join me for monthly live streams, exclusive watch parties, and more. Become a channel member today and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream, as well as members-only watch parties. Both those links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.